Right now, your body is doing things so strange, so extreme, and so powerful, they sound more like science fiction than biology. Your heart could blast blood across a room, your stomach is producing acid strong enough to dissolve metal, and your DNA, if stretched out, could travel from the sun to Pluto and back, not once, but 17 times. This is the machine you live inside every single day, more complex than any computer, more efficient than any engine, and more mysterious than most people realize. These are 30 incredible facts about your body that you truly won't believe are real, but they are. Fact 1. Your stomach gets a new lining every 3 to 4 days. Inside your stomach is a highly acidic environment. Your gastric juice has a pH between 1 and 2, which is strong enough to dissolve razor blades in laboratory tests. If your stomach lining didn't constantly replace itself, the acid would burn through it, leading to ulcers or even perforation. This regeneration is achieved through rapid cell turnover in the mucosa layer. In fact, the cells on your stomach's surface live for only about 2 to 3 days before being shed and replaced. Interestingly, some bacteria like Helicobacter pylori have adapted to survive this hostile environment, which is why they can cause chronic stomach issues. Fact 2. Your bones are stronger than steel. The collagen in your bones gives them flexibility, while the mineralized calcium phosphate makes them rigid and strong. When measured by weight, bone is about 5 times stronger than steel. A single cubic inch of bone can withstand around 19,000 pounds of compression. The secret lies in its internal structure, a honeycomb-like arrangement called trabecular bone inside, surrounded by a hard outer layer called cortical bone. This combination allows bones to be lightweight but incredibly tough. So tough that in accidents, bones often break, not from lack of strength, but because of the energy absorption limits of surrounding tissues. Fact 3, you produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools in a lifetime. Every minute, your salivary glands secrete between 0.5 and 1.5 milliliters of saliva, more when you eat or even think about food. Over a day, that's about 1 to 1.5 liters. Over an average lifespan, this totals more than 25,000 liters, enough to fill 2 to 3 small swimming pools. Saliva isn't just mouth water. It's loaded with enzymes like amylase for digesting starch, antimicrobial agents that protect your mouth from infection, and compounds that help wounds heal faster inside your mouth than anywhere else on your body. Fact 4, you shed about 40 pounds of skin in your lifetime. Your skin is constantly renewing itself. The outer layer, the epidermis, is made of dead cells filled with keratin, which flake off as tiny dust particles. You lose about 30,000 to 40,000 skin cells every minute, around 9 pounds per year. Over 70 to 80 years, that adds up to roughly 40 pounds of discarded skin. A significant portion of household dust is actually made up of these dead skin cells. This constant shedding helps protect against pathogens and UV damage as old cells are replaced with newer, healthier ones. Fact 5. Your brain can generate enough electricity to power a light bulb. When your neurons fire, they transmit information via tiny electrical impulses. With about 86 billion neurons in your brain, the combined activity produces roughly 20 watts of electrical power, enough to light a small LED bulb continuously. This power doesn't come from electricity like in a circuit. It's generated by chemical gradients of ions like sodium and potassium across cell membranes, which create an electrochemical potential. During intense thinking, your brain's power consumption can increase significantly, even though it's only about 2% of your body weight. Fact 6, you have more bacteria than human cells. Your body is essentially an ecosystem. You have about 39 trillion microbial cells living in and on you, compared to around 30 trillion human cells. These bacteria, viruses, and fungi collectively form your microbiome. Far from being just germs, most of these microorganisms are essential to life. They help digest food, produce vitamins like B12 and K, regulate your immune system, and even influence your mood through the gut-brain axis. In fact, if all the bacteria in your body were gathered together, they'd weigh about 3 pounds, the same as your brain. Fact 7. Your small intestine is longer than your height. While it's coiled up tightly inside your abdomen, your small intestine averages 20 to 23 feet in length. Its primary job is nutrient absorption, and its inner surface is covered in millions of villi and microvilli, tiny finger-like projections that increase the surface area to about 2,700 square feet, roughly the size of a tennis court. This huge surface area ensures that nutrients from food are absorbed efficiently into your bloodstream. Fact 8. You can live without large parts of your internal organs. While the human body seems fragile, it's surprisingly adaptable. People can survive with just one kidney, one lung, 80% of their intestines removed, or even without their stomach, provided the rest of their digestive tract is rerouted surgically. There are cases of individuals living with half a brain, a condition called hemispherectomy, without losing consciousness or basic cognitive function, thanks to the brain's ability to rewire itself, neuroplasticity. Fact 9. Your body contains enough iron to make a small nail. The human body contains about 3 to 4 grams of iron, most of it in hemoglobin molecules within red blood cells. This iron is what binds oxygen for transport throughout your body. If all this iron were extracted, it could form a nail about 2 to 3 inches long. Without iron, your cells couldn't get enough oxygen, leading to fatigue, organ failure, and eventually death. Fact 10. Your heart creates enough pressure to squirt blood 30 feet. Each beat of your heart pumps blood with a force strong enough to shoot it across a room under the right conditions. The left ventricle is the powerhouse of the heart, contracting to push blood into the aorta at pressures averaging 120 millimeters of mercury in healthy adults. Over a lifetime, your heart will beat around 2.5 billion times and pump roughly 1 million barrels of blood, enough to fill 3 supertankers. Fact 11. Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Nail growth is influenced by blood circulation, physical activity, and even temperature. Since your dominant hand is used more frequently, it experiences more micro-trauma and increased blood flow, which stimulates faster nail growth. On average, fingernails grow about 3 millimeters per month, but the nails on your dominant hand can grow up to 10% faster. Nails on your middle fingers grow the quickest, while thumbnails grow the slowest. Interestingly, nail growth speeds up during pregnancy due to hormonal changes and increased metabolism, and slows down in cold weather. Fact 12. The acid in your stomach is as strong as battery acid. Your stomach's hydrochloric acid has a pH of 1 to 2, which is similar in strength to the sulfuric acid in car batteries. This potent acid breaks down proteins, kills harmful microbes, and activates digestive enzymes like pepsin. To prevent self-digestion, your stomach is lined with a thick layer of mucus and bicarbonate, forming a chemical shield. If this barrier is compromised by stress, certain medications, or infections, it can result in painful ulcers. Remarkably, the acid is so powerful that if you put a small piece of metal in your stomach, it would begin to dissolve. Fact 13. Your brain has more connections than stars in the Milky Way. The human brain contains about 86 billion neurons, and each neuron can form thousands of synapses, resulting in up to 100 trillion connections. This network is vastly more complex than the estimated 100 to 400 billion stars in our galaxy. These synapses are constantly rewiring themselves in response to new information, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. This allows us to learn new skills, form memories, and adapt to injuries. If we could map the brain's connections, the resulting diagram would require more storage space than all of the world's computers combined. Fact 14. You can survive without sleeping for over 11 days. The current verified record for the longest time a human has stayed awake is 264 hours, about 11 days, set by Randy Gardner in 1964. While it's technically possible, the effects of extreme sleep deprivation are severe. After 24 hours, cognitive function declines. After 48 hours, micro-sleeps begin. And after 72 hours, hallucinations, paranoia, and memory lapses set in. Sleep is essential for repairing tissues, consolidating memories, and clearing out toxic byproducts in the brain. Without it, your immune system weakens, your mood collapses, and eventually, vital organ systems fail. Fact 15, your eyes can detect millions of colors. Human eyes contain 3 types of cone cells, each sensitive to different wavelengths of light corresponding roughly to red, green, and blue. By combining the input from these cones, the brain can perceive about 10 million distinct colors. Some individuals, called tetrachromats, have a 4th cone type and can see up to 100 million colors. This ability evolved to help our ancestors distinguish ripe fruits, detect predators, and interpret subtle social cues like changes in skin tone. Fact 16. Your liver can regenerate itself. The liver is the only visceral organ in the human body capable of complete regeneration. Even if up to 75% is removed, the remaining tissue can grow back to its original size within months. This regenerative ability is crucial because the liver performs over 500 functions, including detoxifying blood, producing bile for digestion, and storing nutrients. Regeneration isn't the same as regrowth. The liver forms new tissue through cellular division and reorganization, restoring both its size and function. Fact 17. You blink about 15 to 20 times per minute. That's over 10,000 blinks a day, more than 3 million per year. Each blink lasts about 1/10 of a second and spreads a layer of tears across your eyes to keep them moist and clean. Blinking also gives your brain a micro rest, helping maintain concentration. Interestingly, studies show that people blink less when reading or staring at screens, which is why digital eye strain is so common. Fact 18, your ears never stop growing. Cartilage, unlike bone, doesn't stop growing with age. Combined with the effects of gravity, this means your ears and nose gradually elongate over time. On average, ears grow about 0.22 millimeters per year. This slow growth isn't usually noticeable until later in life, which is why older people often have larger ears compared to when they were young. Fact 19, your blood vessels could circle the Earth twice. If all your blood vessels, arteries, veins, and capillaries were laid end to end, they would stretch over 60,000 miles. For an adult, that's enough to wrap around the Earth's equator more than twice. The smallest vessels, capillaries, are so narrow that red blood cells must pass through them in single file. This vast network ensures oxygen and nutrients reach every cell in your body. Fact 20. Your skin is your largest organ. An adult's skin weighs about 8 pounds and covers an average area of 21 square feet. It serves as a protective barrier against microbes, UV radiation, and dehydration. The skin is composed of 3 main layers: the epidermis, outer layer, dermis, middle layer with blood vessels and nerves, and subcutaneous fat layer. It's also a sensory organ, detecting touch, temperature, and pain through millions of nerve endings. Fact 21, you have a unique tongue print. Just like fingerprints, your tongue has a distinctive pattern of ridges, bumps, and textures. These features are shaped by a combination of genetics and environmental factors, making each person's tongue print unique. Although tongue print identification isn't widely used, researchers have proposed it as a biometric security method, since it's hidden inside the mouth and difficult to forge. Fact 22, you can taste with your stomach and intestines. Taste receptors aren't confined to your tongue. They're also found in your stomach, intestines, pancreas, and even lungs. These extraoral taste receptors don't create a conscious flavor sensation, but they detect chemical compounds in food and trigger physiological responses. For example, sweet taste receptors in the gut can stimulate the release of insulin, while bitter taste receptors can slow digestion to protect against toxins. Fact 23, your sense of smell is linked to memory. The olfactory bulb is directly connected to the limbic system, which includes the hippocampus and amygdala, regions of the brain heavily involved in emotion and memory. That's why smells can trigger vivid, emotional memories more effectively than sights or sounds. For instance, the scent of a specific perfume might instantly transport you back to a childhood moment or a long-forgotten vacation. Fact 24, your bones are constantly renewing. Your skeleton isn't static. It's a living tissue that undergoes continuous remodeling. Osteoclasts break down old bone, while osteoblasts build new bone. This process completely replaces your skeleton about every 10 years. Remodeling allows bones to repair microfractures, adapt to changes in stress and weight, and regulate calcium levels in the blood. Fact 25. Your brain consumes about 20% of your energy. Even at rest, your brain is incredibly energy hungry. It accounts for only 2% of your body weight, but uses 1/5 of your total caloric intake, about 300 to 400 calories a day. Most of this energy powers electrical signaling between neurons and the maintenance of ion gradients. During intense mental activity, your brain's energy consumption can increase by up to 10%. Fact 26. You can sweat up to a gallon in extreme heat. Sweating is your body's primary cooling mechanism. In extreme conditions, like heavy exercise in hot weather, you can lose more than 3 liters of sweat per hour. Sweat itself is mostly water, with small amounts of salts and waste products. The evaporation of sweat from your skin surface removes heat, keeping your core temperature stable. Without this mechanism, humans would overheat in minutes during strenuous activity. Fact 27. Your heartbeat syncs with music. When you listen to music, especially with a steady rhythm, your heart rate and breathing can synchronize with the beat. This effect, called entrainment, happens because your brain's auditory and motor systems are closely linked. Music with a slow tempo can lower your heart rate and blood pressure, while fast, energetic music can increase them. Fact 28. Your body glows in the dark, just very faintly. Humans emit small amounts of visible light due to biochemical reactions in cells, particularly involving free radicals and lipids. This bioluminescence peaks in the afternoon and is weakest at night. However, it's about 1,000 times weaker than the human eye can detect without instruments. Special cameras can capture this faint glow, revealing patterns linked to metabolic activity. Fact 29. You have more than 5 senses. Beyond sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell, scientists recognize several additional senses. These include proprioception, awareness of body position, equilibrioception, balance, nociception, pain, thermoception, temperature, and interoception, internal body state, like hunger or thirst. These senses work together seamlessly to help you navigate and survive in the world. Fact 30. Your DNA could stretch from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times. Every cell in your body contains about 2 meters of DNA, tightly coiled into chromosomes within the nucleus. If all your DNA were uncoiled and laid end to end, it would stretch about 67 billion miles. For scale, that's enough to go from the sun to Pluto and back 17 times. This immense length is packed into microscopic cells using proteins called histones, which coil the DNA into a compact, organized structure. From the iron in your blood to the billions of miles of DNA in your cells, your body is a living universe, powerful, complex, and stranger than science fiction. And here's the thing, what you've just heard barely scratches the surface. The human body still holds secrets that scientists are only beginning to uncover. If you think these 30 facts were mind-blowing, wait until you learn what's hiding in plain sight inside the world around you. Because the next video will show you wonders just as shocking. Only this time, they won't be in your body. They'll be everywhere. Make sure you hit that like button, comment your own facts you think we missed, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another deep dive from the Mind Metrics. Thanks for watching, and like always, stay curious.